you must keep your 12-word seed phrase completely safe, as with your private key. For that reason, I would never utilize it or store it in its pure form, i.e. where you can read the words, okay, or you can see the pure hexadecimal string that genuinely goes into the wallet. I would always store it and use an encrypted version that looks like pure nonsense, but you can decipher it using a program, and I'm going to be demonstrating this using EncipherIt. Now, I would always use an offline version of an encryption protocol, never use an online version. For a start, the data that you share over the internet probably isn't secure, and also you have no idea whether the service on the other side is storing the unencrypted data as it's processing the encrypted version. Okay, so I'd always disconnect from the internet and use an offline version, and EncipherIt, I happen to know, is great at this. Okay, so I'm going to take my 12-word seed phrase that, you know, most people, they jot it down and store it in a little book, or they put it in a safe. That is still not good enough. Okay, by adding this level of encryption, you are practically guaranteeing that no one will be able to use your 12-word seed phrase or your private key that we'll see in the next video in order to access your crypto account. Now, it's important that you do this for every single wallet that you have assets in, okay? And obviously you can decide what that level of asset is in terms of how safe you want to be. But for any wallet where you control the private key, so if that's a DeFi wallet, a hardware wallet, etc., you can do this procedure and have these private keys effectively secured. Okay, you can also do this multiple times, so you can encipher a cipher. Okay, so if you really want to go down the security rabbit hole, you could encipher a cipher. Okay, and you have multiple levels, kind of an inception level of ciphering. Now, obviously, that means that you're going to have a problem if you ever lose your passwords or your credentials. Okay, so do all this with a little bit of tenacity and think about what you're actually going to be doing if you need to access your crypto in a hurry. Okay, but for this purpose, I'm just going to do this once just to demonstrate it, and I'm going to encipher my 12-word seed phrase. So let's do that now. Okay, now you'll need to choose a password, an encryption password, and the longer the password, the better. Okay, so I've chosen a 96-bit encrypted password. Now, 256 is generally considered to be the status quo of encryption. Okay, 512 is even better, and then if you really want to go really high, you can double it and go to 1024. That's a little bit overkill in my opinion, and you'll have a really long password every single time you want to type it in. But if you want to really sleep at night, then the more bits that you have in your encryption password, the better. Okay, for this demonstration, I'm just going to use a relatively secure but not ideal 96-bit encryption password. Okay, now you've got a couple of options. You can save it to a file, or you can share it online using their partner, or you can encipher it and just use it in its pure form. I'm going to be doing that with this example. So I'm going to click that now, and that has generated this hexadecimal string, which I'm going to copy. And you could theoretically just enter this on a notepad, or you could write it down, okay, if you're prepared to type it in manually each time. Personally, I would store it in a note document that you can then save to an online storage device, or even email it to yourself. Remember, this is safe to email, because obviously no one's going to be able to do anything with it because they don't have your password, and also they have no idea how long the password even is, and they have no way of knowing how to decrypt it either. Okay, so this can be shared pretty much anywhere you like. Okay, and the more backups you have, the better, basically, because the more you'll have access to your crypto should anything go wrong. So I'm going to click copy. Okay, I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to show you how to decrypt it. Okay, so if we just go to copy and paste, this is the file that you just recovered. So if you have a notepad, you can copy and paste it across, and you can just go to decipher it. Now you can type in your password. So the longer the password, the more you're going to be spending time typing this in. So I've put the password in, and I'm just going to click decrypt, and that loads my pure 12-word seed phrase. Okay, so that's been completely decrypted, and I can now use that phrase to recover my wallet should I wish. And if I want to just encipher it again, I just go through the same process using the same password or a different password if I want to update my credentials.